Om Manganam Tiranandasya Gyanangana Shalakaya Chakramachandana Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Pujyashi Guruvarga Vandita Mahabhavintaya Sada Purva Parya Parampara Prachita Praja Pramuta Krate Bhakti Nimala Nirjasya Nivridam Samrashakam Sadaram Vande Shri Gurudevam Shiracharya Viram Nijam Guru Vishta Suprakram Guru Ganaya Rashisha Sambhushitam Chinta Chinta Samasta Vedid Nipnam Shri Bhatanagam Govindabidam Ujjalam Varatanam Bhaktiam Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Karun Chadi Ved Bhagavad Prenohi Vijabadam. And none of us to all devotees. Today is the appearance day of Sri Vamanadev and also illustrious Acharya in our line, Srila Jiva Goswami. And so I'm going to read and speak about from a class given by His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Dev Goswami Maharaj in the Sokyal Ashram, California, on 25th September 2004. So today is a very auspicious day. It is the appearance day of Srila Jiva Goswami Prabhu, who is the protector of our Sampradaya and a great Acharya. Srila Guru Maharaj said, Jivadyar Abhirakshitam, our whole Sampradaya with so much wealth came from Jiva Goswami Prabhu. Rupa Sanatan gave so much, and Jiva Goswami Prabhu protected them from the other schools of the religion like Shankaracharya and the atheist Kapila Sankhya philosophy. They wanted to establish Nirakara, Nivishesha, Brahma, impersonalism, and non-variegatedness. But Jiva Goswami Prabhu very authentically and wisely defeated them. He established the Chintya Beda Beda Siddhanta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was born in Bakla, Chandradvip, as a son of Anupama. Anupama was the brother of Rupa and Sanatan. After he was maybe 12 years old, Jiva Goswami came to Navadvip and met with Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu showed him everything, all the pastime places of Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Dev. Vishnupriya Devi took him as a son and gave him so much affectionate nourishment. Nityananda Prabhu took Jiva Goswami around the whole of Navadvip Dham and ordered him, Mahaprabhu Chaitanya Dev has given Vrindavan Dham to you all. Then you go to Vrindavan. I am giving my mercy, my blessings, my affection, love and everything to you. You establish Mahaprabhu's Sampradaya. Jiva Goswami went, and on the way he received some education in Benares, Kashi. He became highly educated in all the scriptures, Veda, Vedanta, Upanishads, Purana, and Nyaya. Within 5 years he learned and finished his education because he knew if he went to Rupa Sanatan, only service would be waiting for him. He received education so he could do that service more expertly, beautifully, and authentically. And I'll add something here that he learned Sanskrit within perhaps a year and became so expert in Sanskrit. And he established the Harinam, the grammar, Harinam Vyakaran, Harinam Vyakaran. And today that's still respected in a Benares University, at least until 10 years ago, north of the coast, you can still run that, but you can do actually a course in the Harinam Vyakaran grammar of Srila Jiva Goswami. And he's very established firmly and respectfully in the eyes of other Sampradayas, respect for Gaudiya Vaishnavism by doing that. So Srila Govinda Maharaj continues, then from Benares, it's the Harinam Amritam Vyakaram, I couldn't quite remember. Okay. Then from Benares, he went to Rupa Sanatan in Vrindavan, took shelter and stayed with Rupa Goswami Prabhu. He took Diksha Mantram from Rupa Goswami and was always serving Rupa Goswami. All the Vaishnavas, all the Goswamis, especially Rupa Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunath, Gopal Bhatta, Das Goswami, everyone gave him such much nourishment and affection. Jiva Goswami also served the whole Sampradaya by staying in Vrindavan. By the order of Rupa Goswami, he manifested and established the Radha Damodar temple. And when Rupa Goswami Prabhu became aged, he took Rupa Goswami to stay there at the Radha Damodar temple. There in the Radha temple we can see the Bhajan Kutira Rupa Goswami and the Samadhi of Rupa Goswami, and the Samadhi of Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, and Samadhi of Jiva Goswami and others. Once Radha Damodar wanted to give me some service, but I had not taken it because I had no manpower who will serve with their heart and full devotion. That kind of person is very rare to get. Only instead of money as a financial transaction, I could not take that. But Rupa Goswami is so merciful, and Srila Jiva Goswami is so merciful, they gave one piece of land adjoining Rupa Goswami. That land is also Radha Damodar's land. And very critically, but legally, I got that land through my dead telephone. This is a very famous Leela. The telephone did not ring, but I picked up the receiver to see if it was still dead. And suddenly one person from Vrindavan, Krishna Vallabha, is talking on the line and telling me, Maharaj, 15 days are given by the order of the magistrate that if you take this land within 15 days, you'll get that land of Jiva Goswami Prabhu. Then I was surprised. But within 15 days, where shall I get so much money? Within 15 days, who will deal with the legal documents? And Krishna Vallabha said, you don't worry for money. Money I shall arrange, but you send your person. I sent Puranananda. I told him to legally transfer it in the name of Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Mat. Jiva Goswami is very merciful, and Rupa Goswami is very merciful to have given that land. I immediately started service there. Now there is a 3-story building and a very beautiful temple of Sri Sri Guru Garanga Radha Razi Bihari Ji. Srila Guru Maharaj's Pushpa Samadhi is inside the temple. You will see when you go. Jiva Goswami Prabhu's character was very strong, and he was very highly educated in Sanskrit and scripture. Sometimes he even corrected the writings of Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami told him many times, Jiva, see if it is perfect or not. Jiva Goswami helped to make the Satsandarbhas, super authentic scripture in Mahaprabhu Sampradaya. Jiva Goswami said it was in a disordered form, so I am making it in an ordered form. That way he gave explanation, but actually he made everything. Once it happened that Vallabha Bhatta, who was very learned, saw there was a little fault in one shloka of Rupa Goswami, and he told Rupa Goswami, Rupa, here is a little fault, you can correct it in this way. Rupa Goswami was always giving honour to everyone, and he gave honour to Vallabha Bhatta and corrected that. But Jiva Goswami knew what Rupa Goswami wrote was correct. Then he went to take water from the Jamuna. There he met Vallabha Bhatta. He told him, the shloka you tried to correct is already correct, I think. Then Vallabha Bhatta debated with Jiva Goswami about the shloka, and he was very happy to see what Jiva Goswami said was perfect. Then he came back to Rupa Goswami and said, Rupa, I said to correct that shloka, but it was not necessary to correct it. It was perfect. You can keep it. Then he asked, who was that young boy, that 17 or 18-year-old boy? Rupa Goswami said, he is my nephew, and he is staying with me. He is my disciple. Vallabha Bhatta said, oh, he is highly educated and a very big Pandit. He defeated me about this. Rupa Goswami Prabhu was a little angry with Jiva Goswami. He is your guru. Why you went to correct him? This type of mentality cannot stay with me. You get out of my kunj. Go back to your father's house. Bakla Chandra Dreep, go back. Jiva Goswami Prabhu was very sad. He thought, what shall I do with my life if I cannot serve my Guru Maharaj? In maybe Vanshivata, under a tree, Jiva Goswami Prabhu was writing one book, Sri Gopal Champu. Sri Gopal was his good friend, and Sri Gopal was addicted with Sankhya Rasa in Krishna Leela. Jiva Goswami said, I shall keep within our form your Sankhya Rasa, and I shall write one book for you, for your happiness. Jiva Goswami remembered that, and he wrote Gopal Champu. In the meantime, Sanatana Goswami met with Jiva Goswami and saw that he was doing prior upavesham, not taking even water, and wanting to leave his body. Sanatana Goswami went to Rupa Goswami and asked, Rupa, what are Mahaprabhu's teachings? Can you say? Rupa Goswami said, yes, Jiva Daya Namaruchi Vaishnava Seva, service to the Vaishnavas. And Jiva Daya means being kind to the Jiva souls and giving them Krishna consciousness. And Namaruchi means take the holy name, take Harinama always. That is service. Mahaprabhu's teaching is this. Then Sanatana Swami said, you told Jiva Daya, but Jiva is leaving his body. It is not good that you have what you have done. Do not throw Jiva out. He is a good boy. Then Rupa Goswami went to Jiva Goswami and said, Jiva, you come back. You give full service to him. Not only full service, but service charge, everything. That Jiva Goswami's Avirbhava is today. Mayavad, Sankhya-vad, Buddha-vad, whatever vad that was there, all he defeated. And he established the Chintya Beda Beda Tapa through the Satsandarbha. Many books like Jiva Goswami composed. One very beautiful book. I like that book very much. Is Hari Namamritas Vyakaran, the grammar of Sanskrit. And that Sanskrit grammar is unique. You cannot conceive that the grammar of every word indicates Krishna. Grammar is grammar, but he made grammar in Krishna consciousness. It is inconceivable, but every name is inside the grammar. Every matter, all is built by Krishna consciousness. I read that grammar, and I was very happy. I felt my life successful, and that happened also. I do not actually know Sanskrit, but by the grace of Jiva Goswami and the mercy of Guru Maharaj, I am famous in Sanskrit. But actually I am not so qualified. More qualification is necessary to understand, but Guru Maharaj gave the vital point to me, and I can relish that. Guru Maharaj engaged Dr. Gobind Shastri as my teacher. He's a very good teacher. He's still alive in Cuttack, Orissa, India. Anyhow, Jiva Goswami Prabhu's appearance day is today. That means all the light, all the strength, all the beauty, and all the beautiful conception of Krishna consciousness has come through Jiva Goswami Prabhu to us. That is our wealth, the wealth of life, the wealth of the spiritual world. What Jiva Goswami Prabhu gave, no one else has given that. For that, Baladev Vidibhushan went to defeat the Acharya of the Sri Sampradaya. And under that is also the Ramanandi section. They challenged Baladev Vidibhushan. You have no Vedanta Bhashya. In response, Baladev Vidibhushan made Govinda Bhashya. Mahaprabhu did not compose Vedanta Bhashya, and Jiva Goswami did not compose Vedanta Bhashya as such. Bhashya means explanation, interpretation. However, it was given by Jiva Goswami through Satsandarbha, made of the Tattva Sandarbha, Bhakti Sandarbha, Priti Sandarbha, Paramatma Sandarbha, Bhagavat Sandarbha, and Krishna Sandarbha. After reading those Satsandarbhas, Baladev Vidibhushan made the Pranam mantra for Jiva Goswami there at the start of the Govinda Bhashya. Ya Sankhya Pankena Kurtarka Pangsuna Vibharta Gatana Cha Dupati Ditim Stadam Vyadbadak Soda Maheshwaram Krishnam Sajiva Prabhurastu Megatim. He is the super protector of our sampradaya from other disturbances. Then I bow down to his lotus feet. This is why he wrote, he established Krishna, who is Parameshvara, Sachidananda Vigraha, who is Anadi, who is Anadi Adi, whose name is Govinda, who is the cause of all causes. What was written in Brahma Samhita was established in this world by Jiva Goswami Prabhu. Now, one thing I will say, Srila Guru Maharaj mentions in this talk that he doesn't know Sanskrit, that he only by grace of Srila Guru Maharaj he got some Sanskrit and Jiva Goswami, and Dr. Dalgobin Shastri was his primary Sanskrit teacher. When Gurudev says that he doesn't know Sanskrit, he is shown extreme humility. And I like to say to honour my Gurudev, and I hope I'm not taking offence in any way, but I have to tell you a little story that happened in 1999 in Puri Dham. I was sitting I had the great good fortune to be sitting with Gurudev and Dr. Dalgobin Shastri. And I was sitting next to Dr. Shastri, he was sitting down, and Gurudev was sitting on his chair. And I was sitting, they allowed me to sit with them. I didn't understand what they were saying, because they were talking, but I could detect that they were talking in Sanskrit. And I said, "Oh, you're talking Sanskrit?" Oh. I went like this. And they were conversing. It was like as if I can converse in English with anybody. They were so fluent. And Dr. Dalgobin Shastri turned to me and said, and yes, he smiled, and he was mindly laughing. "I'm his Sanskrit teacher, and he has just told me 15 different interpretations of one shloka I taught him, 40 years ago, whenever it was." And I was amazed at that. So that shows to me that Gurudev thoroughly knew Sanskrit, very much so. So Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. Jai Dr. Dalgobin Shastri ki Jai. So that was my great good fortune to hear that. Then I was once studying Sanskrit and I realized it's a waste of time. Forget it, I could never learn Sanskrit. Impossible. Today is also Vamanadev's Avirbhava also. You know Vamanadev, he appeared to teach Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj started a big fire sacrifice, and there were so many big personalities. If he was successful, then he could defeat everyone and permanently conquer the heavens and other places. For that, by the order of Shukracharya, Bali Maharaj started to make the big fire sacrifice. But at that time, all the demigods were very much afraid. They went to Lord Krishna, and Krishna took the form of Vamanadev. Aditinandan, his name is Aditinandan, he went that day to Shukracharya's disciple, Bali Maharaj, who was making a big fire sacrifice. He went there in the form of a Brahmin beggar, with a short figure. Saying that, Bali Maharaj said, "I have promised that in this period, if anyone wants anything from me, I will give it to him. Then you tell me, Brahmin boy, what you want." Shukracharya is a highly qualified Brahmin, and he understood that the Brahmin boy was Vishnu, not a Brahmin boy, and that he wants to take everything from Bali Raja. Then he told Bali Raja, "This boy is not a Brahmin boy. He is really Vishnu coming to you to pray for something. But if you give that, you will lose everything." Then Bali Maharaj said, "I promise that in this period, whoever will ask for anything, I will give it to him." Then he said, "O Brahmin, tell me what you want." And Vaman said, "I want land, 3 steps of land by my feet." "Yes, I promise I shall give you." He took the Kamandalu water pot and wanted to say the Shankalpa mantra, a Vedic formality then prevalent. At that time, Shukracharya was very disturbed and went inside the Kamandalu spout and choked it by staying there. He put his head there so water could not fall. What happened? Vaman replied, "Nothing happened. I am making it clear." Then he took a kusha grass and pushed it down the spout. And one eye of Shukracharya was poked out. Then Shukracharya came out and left. The water fell for the Shankalpa, and he gave it to Vamanadev. Vamanadev then said, "Now can I put my feet on the land? Which land will you give? Whether on this earth or not, anywhere you can take." He said this. "I want Svarga, Martya and Patala, the heavens, material worlds, and the underground worlds, Patala." When Bali Maharaj gave his steps he conquered with his first step, Svargaloka. With his next step, Matyaloka. Bali Maharaj then asked, where is your other step? Nothing was in the hand of Bali Maharaj because Svarga, Matya were taken. Then he gave Patala Loka. When Vamanadev took Svarga, Matya, Patala, then Vamanadev asked him, give Dakshina. Bali Maharaj responded, what Dakshina I will give? I have nothing. Svarga, Matya, Patala already I have given you. Then Vamanadev said, you bow down and I'll put my foot on your head. He gave blessings to Bali Maharaj and told him, I am very happy with you. You go to Patala Loka and stay there. Do not stay here in Svargaloka. I have selected Pataloka for you. Go and stay there. Then Bali Maharaj said, okay, as your order I shall do. Vamanadev said, I am very happy with you. You take some boon from me. And Bali Maharaj said, if you are satisfied and very happy with me, then you stay as my doorkeeper in that place, in Patala, the abode you selected for me. Then forever you will be there. Vamanadev accepted. That Vamanadev's Avibar appearance is today. Vaman Dvadashi. Every time this is a very critical type of Dvadashi because sometimes Vishnu Shinkala Yoga is happening. And that time Ekadashi is going down and Vishnu Shinkala is getting that Dvadashi day. Anyhow, yesterday was Vishnu Shinkala and today is Vaman Dvadashi. So we have both Vishnu Shinkala Dvadashi and Jiva Goswami's appearance day. All these auspicious things happen today. Jai Om Vishnu Chili Bhakti Raka Srila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Pad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. So there's a wonderful explanations of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And just to emphasize again also, I recently read from a bona fide source that A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada also proclaimed into the world, I don't know Sanskrit, I don't know Sanskrit. Yet he composed all those wonderful books which we know, Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srimad Bhagavatam, and gave explanations. And I discovered that there was one ISKCON guru called Govinda Maharaj. They couldn't find the meanings in English, or the meanings that Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada gave in his books. So he wanted to find out the source of this. So he went to a great Sanskritist of Orissa, the greatest Sanskritist Pandit in India, who had 100,000 disciples, and asked him to go through his knowledge, through all his dictionaries, and to find out if the meanings were actually valid. And that Sanskritist was none other than Dr. Dol Gobind Shastri, and he came back with the proof that everything was authentic. So they do know. They just create acharyas. They never claim anything. They only claim that they are servants of their guru and servants of Mahaprabhu, and that's how they proceed in their spiritual lives. And that is a lesson for us. We should never think we know anything, because actually everything we get, everything I got from my gurus and from devotees, the Vaishnavas, including devotees in London and around the world who told me things and explained things to me, and Bhakti Nil Maracharya Maharaj and Srila Govinda Maharaj. So that's all I can say. Jai, Guru Varga Ki Jai. Okay. We now do Riya Raya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. And we have our master Madanga player. Rasamai Pandita Ki Jai. Yes, good. Good girl. And we have Doyle Krishna here as well. Doyle Krishna Prabhu Ki Jai. Hriya Raya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha. Hriya Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha. Rupa Sanatana Bhakta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhakta Dasa Raghunatha. Jai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan. Jai Goshai Kori Charana Vandan. Jahoite Vignanash Avishta Puran. Jahoite Vignanash Avishta Puran. Jai Goshai Janra Muni Kanra Das. Jai Goshai Janra Muni Kanra Das. Tansavara Padarenu Mura Panchagras. Tansavara Padarenu Mura Panchagras. Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakti Sanebas. Tera Charana Sevi Bhakti Sanebas. Janame Janmore Maya Bilas. Janama Janmore Maya Bilas. Jai Goshai Jabe Braja Kolabas. Jai Goshai Jabe Braja Kolabas. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Gaurila Prakash. Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Gaurila Prakash. Ananda Bola Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Ananda Bola Hari Bhaja Vrindavan. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Majayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Majayaman. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriyas. Guru Vaishnava Pada Padma Koriyas. Harinam Sankirtana Kore Narottam Das. Nam Sankirtana Kore Narottam Das. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Saparikari Shri Guru Garanga Radhi Giridhaju Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Pransa Parivrakachari Varstotara Shata Shishimad Bhakti Nirmalachari Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Pransa Parivrakachari Varstotara Shata Shishimad Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Pransa Parivrakachari Varstotara Shata Shishimad Bhakti Rakakshiri Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Pransa Parivrakachari Varstotara Shata Shishimad Bhakti Siddhanta Sarasvati Thakur Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Srila Guru Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Vishnu Srila Sachidanand Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Vishnavad Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namachari Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Nandikota Vaishnavinda Ki Jai. Shri Baladev Vidyabhushan ki jai. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu ki jai. Shri Narottam Shamananda Srinivasachari Prabhu ki jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj ki jai. Saprasad Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saprasad Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan ki jai. Shraddha Bhakti Vigna Vinishaya Shri Nrsingadev ki jai. Bhakta Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Tulsi Marani ki jai. Ganga Jamuna ji ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai. Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha ki jai. Akara Mat Raja Shri Chaitanya Mat ki jai. Tariya Shaka Mat ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Vishwa Bhapi Tariya Shaka Mat ki jai. Shridham Mayapur ki jai. Shridham Navadvip ki jai. Vrindavan Purushottam Dham ki jai. Baladev Subhadra Jagannath ki jai. Shri Govinda Kund ki jai. Shri Shadashiva Gangadalji ki jai. Samaveta Vaishnava Mandala ki jai. Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat London chapter ki jai. Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat West London ki jai. Nitya Gaur Pavanande Hari Hari Bo. Shri Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj ki jai. Shri Bhakti Sundadev Goswami Maharaj ki jai. Devotees ki jai. Gaur Pavanande Hari Bo.